This spring, all students will participate in student-led conferences, also called SLCs. Today, we'll look at the correct way to conduct an SLC. This is David. Tonight, he has an SLC scheduled. He feels totally unprepared.
Who said that?
Watch what happens when he arrives with his parents to start the conference.
What are you looking at me for?
The purpose of a student-led conference is for the student to actually lead the conference. Let's see if we can help David.
Who keeps talking about me?
David, say freeze.
What?
Just say freeze, okay?
Freeze.
Okay, David, I'm your narrator. I'm going to help you get through this SLC, but you're going to have to do your part. Whenever you reach a part of the conference where you aren't sure what to do, just say freeze, and I'll step in and help you.
Alright, cool.
You have a script that your advisory teacher gave you, so use it and take notes on it if you want. That's it. Now, the first part of the student-led conference is the introduction. Here are the important points. First, make eye contact.
Eye contact? Why?
It makes you look more confident and in charge. Next, introduce your parents and your teacher. And always allow the females to be seated before the males.
Why?
It's good manners. Be a gentleman.
So how do I do this?
Just say freeze backwards.
Freeze backwards.
No, David. Actually say the word freeze in reverse. Zirf.
Zero. Mom, Dad, this is my teacher, Miss Blaney. Miss Blaney, these are my parents.
Ladies first.
Right. Freeze. Now what?
The next part of your presentation is to tell the others the purpose of the conference. There are three main things you're here to do. One, you want to show what classes you've chosen for next year. Two, you want to share samples of some work you did this year along with the reflection. And three, you'll discuss your academic plans for the future, including career interests.
Alright, so classes, samples, and academic plans.
That's right. The next part will be to explain the agenda for the meeting. Just briefly go over what you will discuss in the conference.
Okay, zero. Now, our agenda for this meeting is to discuss the classes that I'm taking. I'll show you some sample works so that I can reflect on it and tell you what I've been doing in these classes. And we'll end by discussing my academic plans and goals. Freeze. I'm talking about classes first, right?
That's right. You've been working on that in advisory. All that information should be in your folder.
Got it. I can do this. Heart. Zero. And these are the classes that I'm planning to take.
David is showing them the 4 core classes he's chosen and explaining why he chose them. He's also telling them which 3 electives he plans to take and why he chose them. Some electives are required for graduation, so he's using a credit check sheet to talk about graduation requirements. He also has a Chromebook handy so he can look up the CAP book and use it to explain the content of his classes.
Freeze.
Great job going over your classes, David.
Thanks. It was actually pretty easy. We prepared for all of this in advisory class. Now I'm gonna need help with this next part though.
The next part is your reflection of some of your work. Do you remember picking out 2 examples of work?
Yeah, I got a good one and a bad one. We wrote a reflection about it. I got this. Zero.
Wow, David is really taking charge now. He's showing his parents a project he did really well on and telling what he liked about it. Now he's showing a project he didn't do so well on. He's explaining why he thinks it didn't go so well and what he learned that will help him to do better. The next part is where David will share his academic plans and goals. David, you can freeze now so we can talk about this. Okay, well, it looks like David's getting pretty comfortable leading this conference. He's showing his parents the career clusters he's worked on in advisory, and they're discussing what all this means. David mentions that he's thinking that he would like to maybe be an engineer someday, so he's created an academic plan that will help him to be prepared. He has an idea of which classes he'll need to take in high school to prepare him for a college engineering program, and he's set goals for the grades and test scores he thinks he'll need to achieve. He's even put together a list of colleges that he thinks will be a good fit for him.
Freeze.
Is everything okay?
I just wanted to say thanks. It's been a lot easier, mainly because we worked on it at advisory. And look how impressed my parents are. They're really impressed with me right now. It feels pretty good. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. Zero. Questions?
You're welcome, David, and great job. David is now in the last part of the conference, the conclusion. He's just asking his parents if they have any last questions for him or his advisor. It looks like he's done such a good job with the conference that they don't have any questions. Well, that's it. That is what a student-led conference looks like. Good luck to you as you prepare for yours. We hope yours goes as well as David's did.